What's up?
Hey, and welcome to another week of Journey of a Jackass. Nigga, we made it. What's going on, April? How
We
you doing?
made it.
We made it
I'm doing
another
all
week.
right. We made it another week.
Another week. What's this?
Yes.
Episode 16.
16.
Episode 16. And we got a very, very special guest tonight.
Yes, we do.
And I mean, because she's a celebrity chef, I think the super name for this episode is Everybody Eats.
Everybody eats.
Everybody Eats. I think that's a suitable name for this, right?
Yeah.
So we have a special guest tonight, celebrity chef Kalecia Simmons. Now, we're going to get into that, but first, we're going to get more into that. But anyway, tell me how you doing. How things on your end?
I'm doing good. Things are doing good. Another day, Wednesday hump day, so it's downhill from here. Just, getting the kids ready for school, camp coming to an end, and trying to get things back rolling,
Already?
Yeah, my kids go back at the beginning of August.
Oh, man, that's no bueno.
Oh, yeah. But everything's been good, making it, kicking it. Played my Powerball numbers. Hope, they drop for me.
Man, listen, if you win, you better break me off something. I just need a couple 100,000.
Man, until I get everything cleared off, I ain't saying nothing.
Now, if I'm going to say you win $100 million, I can't. Man, that's got to be 1% of your money, $100,000.
Well, let me tell you something. Be grateful for whatever I do get. That's what it is, because something is better than nothing. So
I'm gonna write it off as a gift.
That's why people fall out, because of that mindset right there. They think people owe them. Like people are entitled. You ain't entitled to this.
No,
I was just saying.
But look, I would write it off as a gift, and it'd be a whole tax write-off. Man.
Of course.
Yeah. So the kids ready to go back to school already?
Yeah, they go back at the beginning of August.
Man, I feel like school just ended.
Well, my kids got out of school in May 23rd, I think was their last day.
That's still short. Like when I was young, we got out of school at the beginning of June, and we didn't go back there after Labor Day.
Well,
I guess that's why we so dumb now, right?
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Well, what I think it is, there were less days off that we took in the outside of holidays. Like now, these kids, and then holidays fell. It seemed like they fell kind of different. So yeah, now these kids, they out for everything.
Yeah, I'm like, you scratch your knee, you out for 2 weeks. Scratch your knee holiday.
They took that, synchronous working, homework from home from COVID, and they just ran with it. Like they have a asynchronous work from home day, like at least once a month. So
man, you know what's crazy? That COVID opened eyes for a lot of things. Like people ain't got to go to the office no more. Kids can get schooling from home. You sick, lay in the bed with your laptop.
Nah, I don't think that's good for kids though. Yeah. Maybe in our generation, because we actually played outside more and we were more social. But these kids are not outside as much as we used to be, and so they get like cabin fever and stuff like that. They need to be around each other.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that does make sense. But goddamn, they something over already. I know they pissed off, man.
Well, they gotta be pissed off, but hell, I don't get no summer off. So they'll take y'all ass to work. That's y'all job. Hell.
Oh man,
how you been doing?
Man, I've been doing good. My youngest son about to go on a cruise with his mama for her birthday. Her birthday next week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's next week, and he going on the birthday cruise with her. I looked at her, I was like, "You're better than me, because he ain't going with me in October."
That's messed up.
I'm be out there bitch wilding out.
That man.
I take him. His time to go was now, but he's going with her because she asked could he go. I was like, okay, cool. So, but everything else has been cool, man. Everything's been like smoothing out. Like everything's been on the up and up. I just published another book. I just released another book. Yeah.
That's right.
I have another book coming out August 1st, and I just submitted my articles, for my journalist portfolio. So I just submitted an article to a magazine that I'm working for now. So I got feedback. They said they loved it, and they was like, "Yeah, man, we like how you just put different spins on stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's what I do. I'm a writer." So
there you go. Keep on pushing. Keep on going to the next level.
So things have been good though. So, damn, I would say with all the good, the bad, we do have a celebrity chef on here and all that stuff. So I might as well talk about a bad time that I ate. Story time with me.
Oh Lord, yeah. I'm kind of scared, but go ahead. I'm scared for the people.
All right, man. Listen, story time with me. Everybody eats, right? So I used to mess with this girl, right? And we was fun. It was good. We was young, whatever the case may be. I was young. She was older than me. I think by a little bit, maybe 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So anyway, she would come over, we would hang out, we would do the do, she would go home, stuff like that. So she would say, "Hey," back then I was a savage, I didn't care. I would say, she was like, "Hey, how come you never go down on me? I always go down on you." I said, "Well, baby, look, smell that." She'd be like, "But you be fucking it though." I said, "I'm young, savage, don't care, no standards." I was like, "Okay, cool," right? So anyway, she kept pestering me about it. "Well, if you ain't gonna eat it, I'm gonna find somebody else that's gonna eat it," right?
Oh Lord.
So I was like, "Man, why you gonna do that to me? We're having a good time. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna mess up the good time because I won't eat." I was like, smell that. I don't want to eat that. I just want to hump on it and go home. And she was like, "But that's so messed up. How could you say that to me?" And I would put my finger down at it and I put it underneath her nose. I said, "You smell that?" I said, "Now go get it." I was like, "Go get in the shower." No, I left, went home. 3 days later, I went back over there. And I said, she's like, "I'm in a mood, blah, blah, blah." And then touching herself. She go in there, put some lingerie on, stuff like that. So this night, I was completely 100% sober, right?
Okay.
Completely 100% sober. So I was like, well, I smell it through the wrapper. Like, when you put some lingerie on, you can smell it through the wrapper. I was like, "No, I'm good. I don't think we need to do anything." She said, "I just got out the shower, blah, blah, blah." So I said, "No, well, I'm just going to go because I'm not in the mood for this."
Ew.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not in the mood for this. And what was crazy, she wasn't no big girl. Big girls kind of, they don't necessarily smell, but like, she was like kind of small, like petite a little bit. So I was like, "Man, maybe she got something," or whatever the case may be, right? So I don't know. I mean, now I think about it, I'm like, damn, it's crazy. So anyway, she came over to my crib. We was in there chilling, and she was like, "Hey, let's go to the club." We went to the club, got hammered drunk. Hammered drunk. She almost got me this time. Hammered drunk. She go in there. She, you know what I'm saying? She started going down on me. She tried to call us to flipping the leg on my face so we could do 69. And I just grabbed her by her leg and pushed her over. Like, "Nah, baby, we're not doing that."
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Hey, it was bad. It was bad. I was like, I don't even know why I was having sex with this girl, but I was young, no standards. I just want to get my meat wet. That's the problem with the world right now. Dudes is young, no standards, just want to get their meat wet, right? Everybody got to eat though. So anyway, she kept pestering me. She went out with her homegirls. Her homegirls were trying to tell her, like, "Well, if he's telling you this, maybe you need to try to do something about it," right? So she came over to the crib one night. I've been in there drinking. Me and a couple of my partners was in there drinking, and it actually smelled good. I was like, okay, it's about to go down." I was like, "What you did?" But I was like, that's the way it's supposed to smell, right? So we get upstairs. Listen.
Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, so let me get to it. Okay, so we get upstairs. We start getting to it, boy. I go down. I start eating that thing. I'm tearing that thing up. I'm munching.
How you know you tanning up? You probably hurting somebody.
Man, you know how you get the arch of your back. You start lifting up like the shoulder blades down there coming off. Like she was like You know what I'm saying? It was bad. She was folded like this.
Oh.
Right? So anyway, so I'm down there doing my thing, whatever the case may be. I'm like, yeah. I was like, damn, this joint juicy. It's good, right? Whatever the case may be. So she came off of the head.
Okay.
So I thought. So I got up. I said, shit. She said, oh, I'm good. I go in the bathroom, go look in the mirror. It was blood all over my motherfucking face. She came on face. And that's
so
Ew! She came with a period all over my face.
I knew you was a vampire.
Hey man, listen.
I knew you was a vampire. I knew you were one of them.
Hey, no, man, listen. I didn't know.
With the Bloody Mary.
Listen, it was dark. I thought she got really, really wet.
Yeah, no, but you know everything. You talking about, oh, this how I smell. Oh, this tastes good. Man, you don't know shit.
Hey man, listen, it smelled like daily interactions. So
Lordy Jesus.
Yeah, so that's story time with me this week.
That was
yeah, man, it was bad. So anyway, since we talk about eating, we have a very, 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 very special guest in here with us. And her energy level was very, very high. Very, very high.
Yes.
Now, she is a celebrity chef.
Entrepreneur.
Author. Life coach. Motivational speaker. Executive chef.
Yes.
She's a veteran. The wife to a veteran. Still supporting the service from a different angle. A wife to a veteran.
That's right.
And she's a homeschooler of a tribe of kids. It's a tribe of them now. You know what I'm saying? As seen on the Food Network, Guys Grocery Games. Everybody give it up for Kalecia Simmons.
Hey, Kalecia.
Hey. Oh my gosh, they let me in.
Yes.
Yeah, you made
it.
They let me in.
Knock that door down.
I know, right? Listen, let me tell y'all something. They let the wrong one in the right door.
Yes. So welcome to the show.
Welcome.
And we have our very own Food Network TED Talk giving celebrity
awesome
chef,
sauce mom,
awesome sauce on the show,
veteran.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Ms. Kalecia, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Okay, who I am. So I'm working on being confident in answering this question because as I've traveled through my journey in life, I've worn several hats, right? But ultimately, God calls me to be one thing, and that is the mother, right? So, and what that looks like to me, and that's why I put my name on the screen. I was like, I am rebranding who God created me to be, because at one point I was on my own path and my own mindset, and I'm thinking I only want to do things one way, right? But I realized that my purpose is lined up with something totally different. So I am a mother, I'm a nurturer, I am a networker, I will flip tables for my community.
Yes.
Right.
Because when you think about the mom in our culture, she will come down to the school, she cussing to whoever needs to be. Like, that's me. I'm the mother. I am not the sweet kindergarten teacher with a frilly skirt and a pretty little dress and hair bows. That's not me. I'm not that mother. I'm the mom that you call when somebody did something that they weren't supposed to do. I'm a go-getter. I am ambitious. I am a boss. I am a leader. Like, there are so many different titles that I like to, throw out there. But ultimately, God calls me to nurture, love, connect, inspire, empower, and grow our community. So that's who I am.
Awesome. That's fabulous.
Thank you.
I'm glad you said something about going down to the school, because I usually, when I go down to the school, I'll be threatening dudes' dads. If they kids try to bully my sons, I'll be threatening their dads.
Oh
like
my gosh.
My sons don't choose violence, but I do.
Right. Well, I can't say that my children don't choose violence. We teach them that that's not the first reaction, but I can't promise that. It's a lot of them. It's 8 of them. And if you mess with one of them, that means you got to fight 7 people. And don't nobody want to fight 7 people because
right.
somebody stole your Skittles.
That's what I told her. I said, that's what I told April. I was like, I grew up, I'm the oldest of 9 kids, and there was never a dull moment.
Right.
Never.
No, it's always a party over here. I've got a couple. Listen. I'm surprised y'all don't hear them. I've got a couple of entrepreneurs in my house too. So my daughters have started businesses. So I'm like balancing that in addition to, balancing my own thing and then supporting my husband. The juggling act, right? It's a mom,
right? The mother.
Yeah.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
We do it all. It never stops. It never.
No, it doesn't. It is a consistent thing. It's like it is revolving. It is constantly evolving. I am proud, right? Like for a long time, I had a lot of shame connected with being a young mom. I got pregnant at 21. I felt like, I gotta, do better because I had a baby daddy, right? Like I'm not doing the right thing. I'm not married. I had all of these misconceptions in my mind that drove me in a direction in my journey, like as a culinarian. I graduated culinary school in May. I had my son in June. So I had a brand new baby coming out of culinary school. And I was a new mom. I'm 21. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And I got a great job at Disney. And Disney offered me a position with ESPN, that restaurant. So I just took it. I did everything I had. I got a babysitter. And, I struggled for a long time. And I love the way my story has turned out because I initially went into culinary arts because I love cooking. I love it. I love working with people. I love being able to provide great food. And I just couldn't understand how I wasn't like the superstar, right? In that moment, getting started. And I had a baby. You don't make a lot of money as a chef, is contrary to popular belief, especially when you're working in restaurants. You don't make a lot of money. So I went and joined the Army. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go in the Army.
That's what I was about to ask you. Is that why you joined the Army?
Yes, I didn't want to be a statistic, right? So then I tried to create something. Lo and behold, my journey through the military, getting out, being an entrepreneur, still loving to cook, creating recipes, cooking for people on base, like, oh, such and such made a plate. You want to buy one? So I did all of that. And then 15 years later, after culinary school, after the struggle, after Disney, after the great opportunities, but then having to choose being a mom first, 15 years later, I opened a restaurant in Kansas at Fort Riley. I was getting my chance, right? Like right before COVID, I'm getting my chance. 30 days into that restaurant opening, the Food Network called me. And this is 15 years after my career. Like I really had given up on being a celebrity TV chef just because I was a mom. At that point, I had 7 kids. I was just,
I just learned something new. I didn't know about the restaurant. Wow.
Yeah. So I did. As a on-post spouse, I was making plates, right? Like making plates to make extra money as an on-post spouse. And I was making so many plates. It was like 45 plates a day. And then, of course, my business mind kicked in. And I'm like, B, you making 45 plates a day. That's a restaurant. So then I was like, all right, well, let me find somewhere. So because you can't cook out of your house for 100 people a day. Like you just really need something. So I found a building, negotiated with the owner. He let me rent it out for the first month for free. That was the key. He let me get that space for free. It was disaster. I wish I had pictures. It was a disaster. It was an old car lot, office building. There were desks. It was dust. It was disgusting. Drywall everywhere. It was gross. The first 48 hours I cleaned out that restaurant and started cooking. I mean, I was cooking. It was one stove back there. I was cooking on one stove, making plates. Then, of course, I've got a line out the door because everybody wants their plates. So then it's like, okay, well, I got to get a computer so I can get the POS system. So I had to get a POS system. Then I got to get tables. People want to sit in here and eat. Like, so I had to get table. Like, I couldn't get the restaurant up because I had so many people coming to eat. We started that restaurant on the 4th of July weekend. In August, I kid you not, August, the Food Network was calling me because they had followed my social media presence. And they were so impressed with my energy and my excitement about military community. And they wanted me to represent the Army as a chef on their show. And I was like, I had to play it cool. I'm like, hold on, please hold for her secretary and her calendar. Right? Like I had to play it cool. Then, of course, I go put the phone down. I'm like, yeah, go, let's go. no.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
That's
It was
right.
crazy. It
and
was
that's
crazy.
crazy. So now you got a chance to go on the Food Network, right? And I see you was on guys
Guys, grocery
grocery
games.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, I was like, look at this. I was like, and then you was up there, you was doing your thing. So
Yeah.
while you were out there, like, did when you made your dishes and stuff like that, did Guy give you any feedback on what you were doing?
So I will say this. Television cooking is very different than actual restaurant cooking. Being in the presence of Guy Fieri, it's almost like he's the Oprah of food, right? Like he's the
Mm.
one that people want to watch. He's the one. So I'm an entertainer. So his feedback was like the entertainment piece. All of us can cook, right? Like all of us on the show, we all can cook. We done cook all kinds of things. We all had degrees. Everybody done went to culinary school. So
Now, what's crazy?
Right.
Now, I'm telling you this. What's crazy about him though? Sometimes I be looking at some of these sandwiches and stuff and be eating. I be thinking he be exaggerating. I'm like, man,
Well,
that
so
dude did that
so
big
it's so
ass steak.
funny. After meeting him, that's what I tell my husband all the time. After meeting him, I can tell when he's authentic in his response of how the food tastes and when it's scripted. I can tell. So even with our show, I was making some collard greens or something, and I had chopped up some like bacon. I'm pan searing it. I went and got some, and it wasn't collard greens. It was Swiss chard, which is a fancy green. Like it's fancy. It's
Mm.
not collard greens. It ain't them down in the grandma garden. It's something they done grew in the studio. So went and got the Swiss chard, but I cooked it like collard greens. I braised it, cooked it really low. He comes by and he takes a scoop and he's like, he makes his face like, you know what you're doing, don't you? Like he looked at me like, let me tell you this. Guy Fieri is invited to the cookout. Let me tell you
Uh,
why. Guy Fieri
uh,
launched his tequila brand a couple of months before we went on the show. We got there. He had his trailer in the studio lot. So it's like the game show is being filmed and his trailer is over in there. So he comes out of his trailer with tequila, like, who wants to take a shot? Everybody's like, yes, because my nerves right now. Genuinely, genuinely, such an amazing person. Like you can feel
Right.
that he's doing that because he knows it's needed for chefs. Like what he's
Mhm.
doing in exposing your everyday chef or your restaurant chefs or even the home cooks who are out here grinding, he gives them the opportunity to come on the show, get exposure,
Mhm.
build their business. Then he'll throw some money out there, right? So for my
Right.
particular show, the prize was $20,000. $20,000 for a culinarian can completely change their life.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
absolutely.
it was a great experience. I'm not gonna say how it went. I want the viewers definitely to go and watch. Like, so anyone who's watching the podcast, definitely Google Guy Fieri military edition, salute the troops, and you'll see me on there. It's unbiased. This is my unbiased opinion. It's a really great show. Not just because it's me, but it's
Right.
a really great show. Like this particular episode, because of the guests that were on there and the host and the judges, it was just a really good show.
Okay.
Mhm.
April, I see you got something on your mind over here.
Go ahead, April.
Okay, so got a couple of things. Um, how do you stay current with the new trends and techniques?
Okay, so are we still talking about food?
Yeah, we're talking. That's my food question.
Okay, how do I
One of
stay
them.
current? I go out to eat. So I like hitting hole in the walls. I do a lot of
Mhm.
international travel. And what I'm learning is in traveling internationally, there are little bits and pieces of different cultures that haven't
Mhm.
been exposed in America. Like Americans are really young. Our country is a little baby teenage country. Like we're not really that old. So there are a lot of historical recipes out in Europe, Asia, especially Africa. I went to Africa last year,
Yeah.
and being
I'm
able
going
to
next
sit
year.
with someone and they show you a different way to prepare something, that to
Mhm.
me is what's trendy
Okay.
because no one else is doing it. So I do a lot of Instagram following. I love mukbangs. I know that's weird. I love watching people eat crab legs. I do. I do
I do.
Why?
experience.
Like
I do.
I
why?
do.
I do.
Why?
And
I
then I'm
love
like, oh, I
them.
know that sauce is so good. It's sauce everywhere. I just like watching it. So I'll pay attention to things like that. But most importantly, I go to small restaurants and get out there and go out to eat. So I ran a campaign in 2019 to 2020 of eating local because I think that's important, pouring back into
Yes.
community and eating local. So if you can go somewhere, like let's say you have a date night, we try to plan a date night once a month in our house
Mhm.
and we want to go somewhere we've never been. and we want to go
Right.
somewhere that's not a chain.
Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
kind of.
That's one of the things I do when I travel. I don't like going to chain restaurants.
Oh
Like
no, I'm not.
Me
I will
either.
not.
yeah,
I
yeah,
refuse.
absolutely. I
Yeah,
refuse.
if you travel with me, you same. I'm the same. I'm not
Yeah,
going
me
to
Yeah.
too.
McDonald's. I want a Burger King, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, none of that.
No,
No,
I
yeah,
need
none of
something
that.
no.
on my strip.
None
I
of
I
don't
that.
want
want something that I can get right down the
exactly,
street from the house. I wanted
exactly.
something that I'd never been, never heard, even their name, never heard of
Yes,
them.
exactly,
Just like, oh, let's go have that. I'm the
exactly.
same way.
Now,
Definitely the same way.
now, with that being said, right now we talk about all the cooking and stuff you've been doing. So that's what led you to your cookbook.
So you know
Bigger than
what?
cooking.
It's I wrote this book. It's so funny because I didn't anticipate. I wasn't prepared for what happened after I went on the Food Network. That's the problem. I thought I was regular. I didn't realize I was anointed. I didn't realize that blessings were going to overpour that I couldn't handle, right? It's always like you pray and you ask, like, oh, give me more than I can bear,
Yeah.
right? Well,
Yeah.
you're like, don't give me more than I can bear, but give me more than I can even imagine, right? And God does that. And what he did is so crazy. I was so overwhelmed with all of the things that I had going on. I didn't have a chance to market capitalizing on being on the Food Network. You're on the Food Network, you can sell a t-shirt, you can sell a hat, you can sell, like, you should make a special dish,
Yeah.
you should make some
Right.
sauces. Like, if you once you go on the Food Network, you should be able to leverage that. So I mean, this
You
is
can make
after,
the army's Angus steak meal.
listen,
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
that meal that I prepared on the Food Network, that particular meal, I should leverage that. Like, I should be selling the recipe. So then I thought, I'm sitting at my desk in my office. We've already filmed the episode. No
Mhm.
one has seen it. It hasn't launched yet. I got a couple of months, and I was like, I'm gonna write a book. And my assistant, who was working for me at the time, her desk was across, and she goes, "You don't have time, Kalecia. You just don't have time." And I was like, "I'm gonna write a
Right.
book." I went out to the dining room. If you look at the cover, I went out to the dining room of my restaurant. I pulled one of the frozen crabs out of the back, stuck it on a random plate. And this is literally me coming out of my office, sitting at a table in my restaurant. I took a picture. I actually had one of my nephews who was there at the time take the
Take the
picture
picture.
of me sitting at the table with this. And then I went on. I think I probably used PowerPoint and put a cover, a title. Then I put it on Amazon Print and
Uh-huh.
got to work. I got to work. The only thing I had when I started selling this book was the cover.
And you know what? You know what I like because you're so heavy into faith. Everyone like you have scriptures about the recipes and all
Yeah.
that stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
So
okay.
and that was the other
Yes.
thing is like the devotion piece is just on my mind. Like that's how I think.
Right.
That's just how I think. So now I'm able to kind of put that down. And it's crazy for me because I've never actually gone through and read the whole book. I've
Mhm.
never like gone through, read the scriptures, done the journaling. I've never done that. And I
Mhm.
started 3 weeks ago, I started writing in my own book, which this is years. This has been out for years now, 2 or 3 years. It's changing me now, being able to go
Yes.
through this journal and see like this was when I wrote this book, it was a couple months before my daughter was diagnosed with cancer. I had no idea the storm that was getting ready to come into my life. So
Mm.
so when I read through it, it's very enlightening even for me.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's been a really cool journey. I will say that everything I prayed for I got. And keeps me going. The other thing is my family has literally been my food chopper, my menu
Right.
printer. My husband was watching the finances. Like everyone in my household has been a part of peeling shrimp. The kids will peel shrimp. They probably don't want to see another shrimp. But we did. We came together as a family. We put together that restaurant, and what it did, it put our family on a different platform as far as togetherness and financially that we could catapult into where we are now.
Right.
Okay. All right. Yo, April,
Go.
You got
No, it's
another
on
oh,
question?
you.
More
no,
food?
no, yeah. Okay. Well, I had
I'm flipping back
okay.
and forth.
So you're an entrepreneur, author, life coach, motivational speaker, chef, veteran, stuff of that nature, right?
Mhm.
So which one of these things did or which one of your accomplishments you think benefits the community the most?
The mother, right? Because what I've done is I've
Mm.
created 8 people. I've literally made them. And these are not ordinary people. these are my doppelgangers. I've raised them from 0. And right at this point, my oldest is 17 and he got accepted into college at 16 years old. We're coming for this nation. Like we are coming. When I tell you the contribution that is going to impact the world the most that I've made, it is my children, because I'm pouring greatness into them and they're going to be way better than me. And I am fucking awesome. Like,
That's
like
right.
really, like really. And when you think about it, you have a great opportunity as a parent to like adjust and create and maneuver and protect and supply the world with this amazing being. If you do it right and you're really dedicated to it. Like if you're really dedicated to it. And right now, like that's why I say I gotta adopt this title. I'm the mama.
And I agree with you because right now that's why so many kids out here just having these issues. It's just because they go in the house, the parents are spending time with their kids, they just let them play the PlayStation and let them watch YouTube is raising the kids. I said this before. So the point that you're spending that much time with your kids, homeschooling them and stuff like that, you're definitely going to rub off on them because they've seen your day-to-day, everyday habits.
They're with me. They are literally with me. They're learning business, they're learning socialization, they're learning entrepreneurship. Like they learn culinary, they learn music, they learn everything that I do. My kids are with me and they are picking up on everything that we've done. And one of the things that we didn't really talk about as much, it is just generally like, you know, my husband and I did not set out to have, that wasn't the plan. Oh, we're going to have 1 million kids, right? But now that we've tapped into legacy and what that really means, I'm so proud of myself for being able to nurture, parent 8 children. Like, and I'm glad that God blessed me with that. Like I feel good about it. Like, so I think that is what I would say is my biggest contribution. As far as my most proud contribution that I've done.
Okay.
All right, my turn. So you know, with all of these awesome things that you're doing because you're so awesome, what is upcoming for you, like within the next year, 5 years?
Ooh, child.
What does your next journey look like?
I'm going to buy a house in Africa. I am building a farm in Ghana. I am hosting international TEDx's. This particular year, we're hosting our second TEDx, which is going to be in Maryland. And I've got some really dynamic speakers that are going to be a part of that already. We just announced it today. And, you know, I am at a season where I'm still trying to envision what's going to happen next because I did enroll my kid in college and he's going to North Carolina. So one of my little soldiers is headed out the door. So I am keeping that in mind because that is also a piece of our puzzle for what we have going on. I personally, I'm getting ready to organize Black homeschool.
I'm gonna interrupt this real quick.
Go ahead.
You doing the TEDx and I ain't getting invited? What kind of shit you on? I'm tired of this shit. You know what?
Yes, I am doing a TEDx, and yes, you are more than welcome to come. I feel like I invited you to the last one.
I was working, I was working though.
And you were working, so you know that you're always invited to come. And
I want to talk.
I know you do.
They be like, this motherfucker's crazy. Why y'all let him get on stage?
Because your stage is going to be different, right? So I know that about you, and I don't want you to think that I'm disregarding you. You are in my back pocket. Please believe that. But I am very intentional and strategic about the way that I place people. You're like one of the big pieces on the chessboard that you save. So I don't want to throw that out there for minimal. Like the world needs to see you, right? So you understand that. And because I see who you are and what it is that you are capable of, you're already linked in. I need your stage to appear first, though. And it's much different than this. It is. It's much different than this. So
goddamn right. Shit.
It is. It's a big deal. You're a big deal.
Yes, he is.
You're a big deal. You see
Yes,
this?
we are.
Yeah, we are. We are. You see, look,
That's
hey,
right.
like,
Yes,
you
we
better
are.
not
Look,
girl,
I
you
got
was
some
a
things
jackass.
I'm working on
Girl,
too
you
now.
I
was
know
a
So,
that's
you know, I'm
right.
jackass.
still,
Good.
you know,
I
I have
know
a journey
this.
as well. And then,
Yeah,
hey,
that's what I'm talking about. April, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave y'all here, baby.
April
We
said
need
she
to
no,
be
told me.
you
on
didn't
it.
leave me. You
We
didn't
need
leave
to
Told
me.
be.
me.
We need to be on it.
I stand.
Y'all
I
are
definitely
literally on
stand.
it. Trust me. I can't wait to share this podcast.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
cause
Awesome.
you dropping a lot of gems and stuff in here. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You're definitely dropping a lot of gems. Miss
Thank
Kalecia
you.
dropping the gems. So now you said you homeschool your children, right? So
Mhm.
how does your curriculum differ from regular curriculum to a point where they getting accepted into schools like North Carolina and stuff like that? Because you're going to have kids that make it to Harvard or wherever they want to go. How does your curriculum differentiate from regular curriculum that everybody else is doing?
My curriculum is tailored for each individual kid. So because they are my children, I know them the best. And because I know them the best, I know where they're struggling. I know how to teach them. I know how to present them with information. I'll give you an example. My 17-year-old needed a foreign language. He didn't want to take Spanish or German or anything French. We lived in Europe for a while. He was exposed to French. He didn't want to take that. And it was racking my brain for a little bit. I was like, oh, you're not going to get to college, buddy, without a foreign language. But he said, well, what could I do? And I thought, well, what are you interested in? Anime. He's interested in anime. He loves anime. That's what he loves.
Okay.
And you know what they speak in anime? Japanese. So a part of his foreign language was translating anime. So they're not doing this in school, right? Like they're not
Yeah.
finding exactly what your passion, drive, love, and, the pieces that make your clock tick. They're not finding that for each individual kid. They don't have time. It's a system. It's
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
education system. It's not meant specifically for each kid. So I've structured each kid's curriculum the way they learn, if they're hands-on learners, if they like videos, if they like, like if they like reading. I've got one that if you just give him a book, he'll learn the whole thing. I've got one that you got to put it on YouTube or they won't get it. And then my 17-year-old, he has photographic memory. So he did Japanese. He did 3 years of Japanese and probably got the highest math assessment in the college orientation a few weeks ago. So I think what I'm doing differently is tailoring to my children.
Right.
Like actually getting into the brain of that kid and putting information that they can absorb. And it's
Yeah.
hard. I don't blame teachers. I don't fault them. I think the education system is a system, and then teachers are kind of a part of that. They don't all want to be. I know they don't, because there's some great teachers out there that are
Yeah.
trying
They
to
just
incorporate.
they tired of teaching the same shit and then
Yeah.
having what they're trying to teach being dictated what they can't
And then
say,
it's all
shit like
based on
that. Yeah.
scores. Scores,
Yeah, yeah,
scores.
Yeah.
yeah,
Everything is about
yeah.
scores. So I try not to focus so much on what my kids get right and wrong, and I focus on what my kids get. Right? Like
Okay,
what
yeah,
did they
yeah,
actually get?
Get.
Because
yeah.
that's what you're supposed to be doing. Like, what did you learn? Like, what,
Learn. That's
like,
right.
not how long it took you. Like, I've got one that started reading at 3. My 1-year-old is reading sight words. 1 years old reading sight words. But I've got a 10-year-old who has dyslexia, and she has a hard time. So it's
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
Well,
in a school
I
system, you
know.
can't do that. Go ahead.
You can.
the younger ones always pick up
Oh, they're quick.
cause
They're
they
quick.
they're quick because they learn like
Listen, those
some
last
some of my
Oh
young
yeah.
ones was walking 4 or 5 months old. Where
yeah.
it took me almost 3 years to start walking. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
late.
They.
Motherfuckers used to carry me everywhere. So yeah, man. So that's crazy right there. Oh, go ahead. But I know April, what you got over there?
Okay, April, more questions. Let's go, April.
No. What I was gonna say is, so you got your house you building in Africa, farm, and well, somewhere in Africa, but you got your farm in Ghana. You have your TED. That's a TED Talk, right? Coming
Yeah,
up.
TEDx is coming up.
TEDx.
So when it comes to the military community, what's the next thing for that? Or
Mm.
would it be something like, hey, I'm gonna pop out, because you're still a spouse, I'm gonna pop out and do like a pop-up, um maybe like a chef appreciation to the veterans coming
Everybody
up in
wants food. Everybody wants
November.
food.
And it's like, What's up? That's what I want to know next. I have to say something for the veterans. So.
Okay, no, absolutely. Right now in this season, my veteran focus is military spouses, homeschool military children. So there's a huge community of military children who are homeschooled, and their homeschool structure looks very different than the average homeschool kid because the homeschool kid gets to live in Minnesota their whole life. The military kid battling with socialization makes it very difficult because you don't have a school to create socialization. So so what I try to do, and this is with my gift, is to create a mom circle where military families can connect through homeschooling. I love volunteering with the homeless vets. I love that. What I have next is I am creating a homeschool field day on Fort Meade. And that's for military children who are homeschooled. And we're probably going to invite some outside homeschoolers too. But as far as veterans, I am working with veterans. This is so funny. It's like, what are you doing? Well, I am also working with veterans. Right now I have 3 veteran businesses that I'm transforming from their entrepreneur small business to 6-figure income businesses. So I guess that is, I forget sometimes that's what I'm doing. I have 4 clients. One's a senator, one's a lieutenant colonel who's transitioning out, right? So that's a big deal when you got those military service members.
Tell Rob you need to come on, get that high 3 and get up on out of there.
Well, listen, God make it work. God make it work. God make it work. Right. Because you already know you preach it to the choir. I will be a millionaire next week if this man gets out of the military. If he just gets out, millionaire next week.
That is how much longer he's trying to hold on to.
Listen, he has 14 years. Yeah, he's got 14 years in.
Oh, so he got to do at least another year and a half.
Yeah.
And he's already enlisted in DEF.
Yeah, he fast tracking. I don't know why he just go warrant.
There's no warrant officer for his branch. So he would literally have to change branches. There's no warrant officer in finance branch. That's
that's right.
That's the sticky part of the branch. But Robert Simmons is a $1 billion man waiting for his own self. I'm going to tell you right now, because he really has the ability to change the world. I'm just waiting for him to realize the army's in the way.
Hey, look, you know what though? I'm gonna tell you though. So when I retired, there was a separation anxiety. Like I just like.
No, it is. That's normal. That is a thing. There's a grieving period.
It's normal.
That is normal.
I took time off. That's what I'm saying. I took time off.
Yeah, but like after 6 months, it kind of dies down, and you're like, okay.
I think that depends on
get up and keep moving.
I think that depends on the level of identity that you put into the military, right? Yeah, so what I'm learning, I'm learning, a lot of military professionals came in so young, it is their identity. So when you lose a part of your career that you've created as an identity, and it doesn't translate into the civilian world, right? Like it doesn't actually translate into the civilian world. There's an attachment that it's kind of hard. Like you got to grieve a little bit. You got to let that go because you're letting a part of your mindset. You got to think about what the Army actually has done, or the military in general has done. It's changed your mindset. It's changed your resilience. It's made you adapt. You don't want to sit in the back with your back to it's put you in a position where now you've got to retrain your mind.
Yes. And that was the hardest part for me.
You have to rediscover your individuality.
Yeah, that's right. And then adjusting to the pace of people out here, because they don't move at the pace that we do.
There's no urgency.
There's no urgency. And I was like, I took the time off, but there was the anxiety. And what shut my anxiety down when I got that first job making 6 figures.
That's hard. Oh, shit.
I was like, oh shit, they want us out here.
This is the thing. That is the part that I feel like it needs to be screamed from the Raptors. Yeah. Like it needs to be screamed from the Raptors. When you are in the Army, and I can only speak in the Army because that's where I was. When you are in the Army, you are not actually given your flowers and your crown. It's like, but that's your job, right? But that's your job. You just go do your job, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
But my job, my literal job in the military was being responsible for $1.6 million on a transport in Iraq, traveling with soldiers. Like, that's not ordinary task work.
That's not ordinary. Yeah.
No, it's not.
But you know what? It's like, oh, I didn't even get an award for that. I didn't even get an ARCOM or anything, like AAM, nothing. That was my job.
You didn't have enough. You didn't have enough rank.
Right? No, seriously.
You only get certain rewards if you have enough rank.
If you've been
or
doing it for
or if
long
you get
enough.
shot.
That
or
part.
run
If
over
you
and you actually
survive, if you survive,
Yeah,
you
you
can
survive.
get acknowledged. But
That's right.
this is, let me tell you, I'm gonna embarrass my husband. Hold on. Let me tell you something. This is my pet peeve. These things. Can y'all see them?
Oh yeah, I gotta
Oh,
put.
coins.
Look. You see this?
The coins.
I can't pay nothing with this. I cannot pay nothing
Hey,
with this. Not
Look,
Bill.
Kalecia.
You can't
Look,
listen. Exactly.
Kalecia.
But you
I
know
got my
what that
coin rack
is?
right here.
Do you know what
Look
it
at my
is?
coin racks.
Do you know what it is? It's like,
Uh-huh.
here you go. It's the pat on the back. It's the pat on the
it
back.
is.
Like, here you go
Yeah.
for all of your sacrificial corporate level $1 million experience.
Yeah,
Here's a
making
coin.
officers
Yep.
making officers' evaluation superb because
Yep.
of your work.
And it's funny you
Let me
picked
toss
that
this
up
back in the drawer.
because I got one of my coin racks right here.
Yeah, it's just thank you. I appreciate the acknowledgement, but can you put that in writing? Because matter of fact, make me a vlog. Write an
Yeah.
article about my work. Put
That's
it
right.
on
Yep.
paper, because really I can't do very much with rank. And even I'm working on a senior officer's LinkedIn, and I'm adding all the awards, and I'm like, people don't even know how valuable this is because it doesn't translate.
Well, there's a link to translate your awards to civilian terminology.
Yeah, so I've been translating it. I guess I should say that. That's kind of what I've been doing with my program, upgrading LinkedIn profiles. But it's disheartening that you can't look at your own ERB or your own SRB or whatever, paper that they give you in your branch. You can't look at it and actually see what you really did, because what
Right.
you really did
Yeah.
is priceless. And
Yeah.
that's why I cost $500 an hour, because I've experienced that. And because I handled it and I survived.
Yeah.
And now my prices are going up.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
It's not.
That's
It's
right.
not, because now guess what I've done? Now I've done a podcast with 2 amazing veterans, and I've done, I've done
That's
some.
right.
We did more. I
Yep.
did more.
Yep.
I cost more.
Yep.
That's right.
Man, look at that. Somebody go look at this.
Look, that's right.
Look at this shit.
Like, it's just like, we're still going though, right? Like, we're still going. And
We
I was
are.
I feel like I was ahead of my game when I was in the military. I was a little older when I joined the military. So I had a little more responsibility. I had a kid. So I was looking at things differently. I came in with a degree. So I was looking at things differently. I was not cut out for the military. I'm glad I got to do it, but I was not, because I was trying to make it better. I was really trying to make it better.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
And you cannot.
You cannot do that.
And the only way,
it
and
took me too long to realize that.
that part,
Yeah.
the only way you can make the military better is if you last long enough and your body survives long enough for your voice to be in a
be
signature
heard.
block.
Yep.
Like, that's the only way. I got to be a 70-year-old lieutenant colonel, full bird stars. I got to be in the White House, crusty and dusty, before I can actually
be
make
heard.
a difference and
That's
be
right.
heard. I'm good. I'll go out here and get on social media because there's thousands of people that want to hear what I have to say.
Man, that's a fact. Now look, we've been in here doing all this talking, man. Hey, you got anything else over there? Because it's time to give you some question and answer.
No, I'm good over here. Go
You got more
ahead
questions?
and step with ease. Step with ease. Because he's coming with him.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready.
Go
I'm
ahead,
ready.
Dad.
All right, Kalecia, how you doing today?
Oh God, it's like he
We-
puts on a totally different persona. Is this schizo?
Right.
What is this? Go
I think
ahead.
it is.
Who are we talking to today?
This is the author, the high school, aka Daya, the jackass.
Okay, Daya the jackass. Got it. I'm ready.
Okay, so look, now you a celebrity chef, right?
Mm-hmm.
So since you a celebrity chef, if I gave you some ingredients, could you make a dish? Any
There's nothing in the world that I can't make.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a list of ingredients.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay.
I hope
So
this is
are you ready?
recorded.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Yes, it is.
Shark skin, a turtle shell, a poison ivy leaf, a Red Bull, horse eye, Old Bay,
I'm done.
moldy bread, and rotini.
It's a wrap. Rotini was in there?
Yep. Moldy
Okay,
bread
so
and rotini.
I'm making a soup. I'm making a soup with the horse eye. I'm making a soup with the horse eye. And there was one other ingredient that you said that would go Old Bay for sure is good. And then do I have to get chicken broth or I can use water, right? Like, can I use water?
Nope.
I'm making horse eye broth.
Uh-oh.
And shark skin, I'm gonna deep fry that on top of my soup.
Uh-oh.
And moldy bread, I'm gonna cut off the mold and then I'm gonna toast it because it's gonna be croutons on my soup. I'm serving it in the turtle. I'm serving it in the turtle shell. Now, poison ivy is gonna be under the shell on the plate because I don't actually want the guests to like touch it or eat it, right? So I'm gonna let them know this soup is so special that if you drop a drip right here, it's deadly.
And you know you was breaking up during half the explanation, right?
Oh, was I breaking up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard most of it though.
Oh, you couldn't hear me. Horse eye soup inside the turtle shell. Cut the mold off the crusty bread. Make croutons. The croutons are going on top of the soup with deep fried shark skin. The crisp. This is very Asian. And then those leaves are going under the shell to make it look pretty. Don't drop a drip because it's deadly.
Okay. Well, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Kalecia, you breaking up a little bit.
I'm about to say, I think your signal is going out.
Yeah, them kids
you hear me now?
get the kids over there drained in the bed.
It's going in and out like you're frozen. Oh man.
Look. Yeah, the kids over there draining the bandwidth in the house. Hey, damn, she came up with a meal with that shit too.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Am I still broken?
Yeah, you still broken a little bit.
Hold on, I'm texting everybody. I'm texting the group chat. Get off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, get off the Wi-Fi. Like, what are you doing? Get off the Wi-Fi.
We got a group chat.
Okay. So I got some.
I think we can still work with it.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
What else? Do you have another list of ingredients?
Oh no.
Okay.
What's the most exotic food you have eaten?
The most exotic?
I ate booty like groceries before.
I think it would. I think it was. You're so funny. I think it was kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
What?
Yeah. So we had this day at culinary school where but it's between kangaroo and really expensive caviar. And it's like the best caviar on earth. I actually ate it. That was the first time I ever tried it. It's the last time. Probably ain't gonna put it on nothing else. But we had it in culinary school. And then we had kangaroo for like the international cooking class. And they brought in like lamb, goat, like just different types of meat from different cultures that they cook. And you had to learn how to prepare those meals and that meat. And I'm pretty sure my group got stuck with kangaroo. I know I've eaten it, but I can't remember if we cooked that or if we cooked something else. But I was a million years.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something like monkey brain.
Oh, no, I haven't had monkey brain. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't really like those types of meats.
I have snake meat before.
Snake, I've had snake, yeah.
Okay, so next question. You know what I'm saying? If you had to saute and cook one person to feed cannibals, who would you pick and why?
If I had to saute a person?
Saute and cook one person to feed cannibals. Who would you pick? Rick Ross,
Oh,
DJ Khaled,
there's a list.
Nicki Minaj, but Nicki Minaj would be mostly plastic, or Manny Fresh, and why?
I'm gonna go with Manny Fresh.
Why?
Rick Ross lost some weight, so he doesn't have as much body fat. He's not gonna last as long for the cannibals. Nicki Minaj, like you said, she's made of plastic. I wouldn't even want to eat that. Blah, 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 like a Barbie, a real one. And then I thought Manny Fresh. I just saw him on that tiny desk recently on YouTube, and
He
he's
look-
looking a little thick. So I'd probably go ahead and slow roast him like a Hawaiian pig.
Great choice.
Great.
Yes, he's like so good. We're gonna have some rice and beans with his. He probably got all the good Creole seasonings in his blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got roofer blood. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Okay, so who do you think will win a fist fight? I know you biased in this one. Gordon Ramsay or Guy Fieri?
Ooh.
Who you think will win the fist fight?
That's gonna be a good fight.
Fist
That's
fight.
gonna be a good fight, right? Because Gordon Ramsay is definitely about that life. But Guy Fieri is like, I'm telling y'all, he's invited to the cookout. So I'm gonna go with Guy Fieri. I don't
Okay.
know though, because
Okay.
Gordon Ramsay, like he'll smack you and then say what? What more?
Okay, so what celebrity would you want to cook for?
At this stage in my brain, there's a couple. And it's really not even about the food or the cooking, because I probably make something like beans and rice. It will be very simple, whatever I made. But I want to sit with Oprah.
I knew you were
Oh
gonna
yeah, I did. Yeah, I was
I
saying
was
that.
about to say that.
I just want to sit at her feet and just listen and take notes. And Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, like I would love to sit there and just like take notes on how they conquered their life through the White House. Like I just want to hear, because I feel like I'm on a
They look
path of like,
I mean, this gonna
Go
sound
ahead.
crazy, but they look related to me.
oh, they look like family.
Yeah,
And then the other
yeah.
one, of course, is Jay-Z and Beyonce. So those are my top
Okay.
three. Jay-Z and Beyonce, because they're billionaires, they're young, they're smart, and
Mhm.
I feel like they have the most recent and up-to-date information on how to get to where they are. Kanye too. I would feed Kanye whatever he asked for.
Okay. Now, during your TED talk,
Mm-hmm.
was it somewhere in the crowd that you had to keep a straight? You had to try to keep a straight face because every time you looked that way, it made you either want to smile or throw up.
I did not look at my husband the entire time. I never do when I'm on stage.
Is it that one person with the straight face? Like,
No, it's Robert, because the way that he looks at me when I'm on a stage, it's mesmerizing. So it throws me off. Like I get lost. I like, he looks at me like, wow. Like he admires me when I'm in that position, and on a stage I can see it.
yep.
It's overwhelming emotionally for me. So I don't even look at him. I try to look away and then look down and like avoid his space, because if I lock eyes with him, I'm liable to just melt all over the place.
Oh my god.
I know. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. It's real. It's real. I know. It's so sickening. It's sickening. It's like, really, that's scripted. No, it's real. It's so stupid. It's real.
It's supposed to be.
It's
supposed
dumb.
to be.
It's like,
It's
why do I
supposed to
feel
be.
like this? What is wrong with me? Get it together.
I mean, he's doing good, right?
Oh, he's
It's
amazing.
supposed to
He's
be.
amazing. He's supposed
amazing.
to be, right? So, now I'm gonna tell you. Have you ever? Let me ask you. Have you ever cooked with anyone and they tasted the food and threw it up, or just threw it away? It was like, nah, fuck this. I don't want it.
I mean, my kids do that. Matter of fact, I'm trying to turn my family vegan. I'm trying to turn my family vegan. So I made some cornbread today, and the cornbread, because it doesn't have the proper ingredients, didn't fluff up right. So it's kind of nasty. Dip it in the sauce and just eat it.
Yeah,
God dang it.
Right.
You gotta make cream of wheat bread. I grew up eating cream of wheat bread.
I
We had
don't
the
think
cream of wheat bread is good. It's like cornbread, but just made with cream of wheat.
Okay, I got some cream of wheat in there, so I'm gonna try that next. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, my son today spit my food out and just like bleh, like, and he's the one that eats everything, so I knew that cornbread wasn't it, but it's okay.
Okay, so with that being said, I have one more question. Where can they find you at on social media? Where can they find you at? Tell them where they can find
Okay,
you
right
at.
now my current
The
address
mother.
right. It's
The
normally on
mother.
Facebook, but I am not on Facebook right now working for myself. I'm working my clients' social media. So I took a break from my personal social media. It's just too overwhelming. But you can find me on LinkedIn. Believe it or not, that is my new address. And I want to invite you guys to host your podcast there because it is it is an amazing platform. That's where companies and people are. So you want to get in front of corporate audiences, LinkedIn is where you should be.
Oh yeah, good. Cause I
Okay.
be talking shit. I'm like, if y'all motherfuckers want to come up on this show,
No,
be prepared.
I think it would be genius. And it's crazy because I went live today for the first time on LinkedIn and I used StreamYard. It was the first time I ever used StreamYard. So I know it's compatible with LinkedIn. It's gonna work great.
Oh, that's
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Here we
awesome.
go.
That's
Here
Yeah.
we go.
awesome.
When you see how easy it is, you guys are gonna be like, oh, we're going on LinkedIn. This is where we need to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this show was
It's
great,
been a
amazing.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I really, really want to thank you for coming on, man. You dropped some of the
Yes.
gems today.
Thank you.
So
Man, it was
many.
like a phenomenal show. Phenomenal show.
Thank
Your
you.
energy is amazing as always. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, when I first met her, we sat at the table,
Taking a picture.
yeah, we were taking a picture, but we had to do this entrepreneur thing. We met there, and then we sat at the table talking about masculine women for like 20, 30 minutes. And feminine
Oh
dudes and
yeah.
stuff, shit like that.
That's a
For like
whole nother
Yeah.
and
podcast.
that's a whole nother podcast.
But you know what? Since that conversation, I'll say I'm still learning because I use it as a reference mentally.
Mhm.
And since that conversation, I am constantly looking for what I think you described as a feminine energy that is attractive.
Yes.
And I've experienced it only because you brought it to my attention, right? So
Mm.
even in my defense, because I'm not really that feminine, in my defense of women who are not as feminine, he showed me something that I started to
Mhm.
look for. Then when I saw it, I was like, oh, that shit is
When,
sexy. Oh
when,
God.
when,
I really
when we
I gotta learn
Mm.
listen,
that. I gotta learn that.
listen, when we were sitting at the table, it was one chick. She's like, yeah, I do got masculine energy. I said, you single, ain't you? She's like, yeah. Everybody
No,
telling me I'm
it's a difficult, I think it's a difficult
yeah,
balance because
It
of our
is.
culture and
that's right.
society right now
Yep,
Yeah,
and the
it
yep,
is.
economy. If our
Yes.
economy didn't make it $1 million to actually have a lifestyle,
that's
women
true.
could take a break. They
Yeah, yeah,
didn't need to financially contribute. Like we could soften up a little bit, but we got to be
That's right.
CEOs too.
That's right.
that's a fact. That's a
Like
fact.
at this
That's a
point
fact.
where
I
our
agree.
country is, where
I
our
agree.
society is, where our economy is, we got to be bossed up too
You
because
have
like
to.
there's no way my family
Yeah,
could survive on one income.
and that's a fact.
There's no
That
way.
is a
We
fact.
couldn't. We could not
And,
do it.
No.
So,
yes,
in order to
yep.
do that, yes, I have to relinquish a little bit of my femininity to support my family. But what I'm learning, and I'm so glad that you brought this up, what I'm learning is I can actually accomplish more in my feminine energy. I can, and I'm learning it.
Mm.
I don't have it down yet, but you don't realize how easy it is to work with men when you're operating in a different energy.
And you did. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I brought it up.
It's
That's
different.
why I
It's
brought it
It
up.
is
different because
different.
really it's not that I want to prove to him that I can do what he can do. What I want to prove to him is that he should want to work with me.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way I can get him to want to be in my area, my
Space.
surroundings, and my leadership is to appease him.
That's right.
And for most men, masculine energy meeting masculine energy is a fight. It's a fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's square up, square up.
First thing I say is that don't nobody want to deal with that shit. That's the
Right.
first thing I
So
say.
Yeah.
that because and then too, I think for black men, this is very important, and I'm gonna stop preaching after this. For black men, it is so vital that we as a nation understand the amount that they go through on an hourly basis. Black men are literally carrying all the weights, all
Yeah.
of them, because their mothers are Black women. So that's hard.
Yeah.
They, their fathers were either there or struggling Black men. It's like one or the other. Like they either had a great dad who did his best and what he could, or they didn't have a dad at all. Like, and then on top of that, the country is afraid of them. They're afraid. Everybody's
Yes.
afraid.
Yeah.
Black men are afraid of Black men. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy. Like they are literally public enemy number one. So on top of having all of those weights and stereotypes that they have to try to maneuver through, the last thing they want is for the person that they either work with or in a relationship with battling them with the energy that they're supposed to be bringing in a scenario. You want to work with somebody, then you have to come alongside of them. It's got to be complementary.
That's right.
And
That's right.
I am not an expert at this. I am still learning. I'll probably be able to write the book in 20 years, but right now I'm still trying to learn. But I know it's a fact. And it's only a fact because you brought it up and it still stuck with me. That's how I know it's real. Because I reference that moment in that conversation all the time.
Yeah. See? Girl, get out of here. We'll be on here for 2 or 3 hours.
I know.
Again, I want to thank you for coming on.
Of course.
And, man, you made this phenomenal show. We ran a little long, but it was completely worth it.
Thank
Definitely.
you. I'm glad. I feel honored to be able to come on. This is actually the first podcast I've ever been invited on.
Really now?
No, seriously. See, that's the thing.
The best.
This is literally the first podcast I've ever been invited on. Look at him. What is up with him?
That's the happy dance. See, you already know.
So I'm glad. I feel honored. Like I feel like I'm.
Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence.
I appreciate this. People don't want me to talk because they know I like to hog the microphone.
They
don't want to give me access.
It was coming in broken on my end. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's his stuff messing up.
Yeah,
Okay.
my bad. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming.
I started doing the robot because I was like, it sounded like I was about to do like breaking over here.
Oh, I thought that was your happy dance.
Oh. Thank you, Kalecia.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Kalecia.
You're the best. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Oh man,
Awesome. So we're coming into community events. We're moving right on along.
Yeah. Kalecia was awesome.
Yes, she was.
Look, I told you once Kalecia start going, hey, she'll let that thing go, that chopper ride.
She was going.
She was going.
She was going. It was good though.
Yes, indeed. So anyway, community events, what you got over there?
Yeah, so I mentioned this last week, but it's upcoming this Saturday, the Sundresses and Lemonade Bash. I don't know if you all gonna be in the Augusta area, 631 Chaffee Ave. The tickets are $10, and come and enjoy food, entertainment, and fun. And make sure you have your sundress on now, okay?
Hell yeah!
This event on Facebook, and you can also find it at sundressesandlemonade.eventbrite.com.
Now, and all the fellas that's gonna be there and see them in them sundresses. Make sure y'all get posted for the gram. See some of that nice thick Georgia peaches out there moving.
Oh, look at you! Look at you!
Creep shit.
See, can't do it. So, all right.
Yes,
The next one we got is actually for mental health, and it's called Mentally Well Die, and it's a community conversation free event for minority mental health month. I can talk. July 15th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's actually going to be raffles, giveaways, and prizes, swag bag. And this is actually going to be located at the Augusta Richmond County Public Library at 825 Telfair Street. So that's downtown if you're here in the Augusta area. Again, that would be Saturday, July 15th, 11 to 1 p. Well, it says 2 p.m. All right, you can actually go on Eventbrite and find this. It's called the Mentally Well Die. I don't know why I can't talk today.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Well, that okay. And then you know, mental health is we need that out here.
Yes. We had the keynote speaker, you know, one of our young sisters, and Dr. Jackson, and there will be vendors as well out there. There'll be public health professionals as well as mental health professionals to share their knowledge and expertise. So please come out. Mental health is a real thing, and that's a subject that we all need to shine lights on all platforms.
Okay, man, yeah. That's what you got over there for the community events down there?
That's all I got.
I be mad when you don't be saying nothing on Tobacco Road now.
Look, Tobacco Road be having stuff on it now, but you know, it's a little bit far out to the date, so I'm not going to mention it just yet.
Okay. So for my community events this Saturday, July 15th, CMB Threads is doing a pop-up shop. They're going to have candle makers, authors. They're going to have clothing makers. They're going to have people that sell exotic stuff in there. That is this Saturday, July 15th, at 9215 Oxon Hill Road from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay.
9215 Oxon Hill Road.
Oxon
Hill. Now, the next event is an event that I'm proud of. Something that I'm doing. The Independent Black Author Expo.
Yes.
Now, listen, Independent Black Author Expo. We all the author slots are filled. All the author slots are filled. All the food vendor slots are filled. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The poet slots are filled. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to Channel 4, Channel 7, Channel 5, and Channel 9 tomorrow about them sending either cameramen out and stuff like that, or us coming on TV to promote the event. So it is August 12th, but right now we're in a heavy promotion mode now. In the second annual Independent Black Authors Expo. And I'm your co-founder.
All right.
Daya Shakur. Yeah. And those are my two events.
All right. We moving right along.
Moving.
Now we already had our awesome sauce guest, Kalecia, and we're doing her book, Bigger Than Cooking, for the Read of the Week.
The Read of the Week. We just had her on here. She just shared a phenomenal story. So I think it's just right that we share her recipes with the world, right? So Kalecia's book, Bigger Than Cooking, is literally has recipes in here, has scripture, has devotions, places where you can journal, all with excellent recipes and stuff like that. You can get this book on Amazon, or you can go to her Instagram and hit the link tree, or you can go to Amazon and get it. It's called Bigger Than Cooking by Kalecia Simmons.
And the day is Prime Day.
Yeah, it's Prime Day, so you might as well go and get it today.
That's right.
So that is the Read of the Week. We talked about this book a whole lot earlier, so that is the Read of the Week.
All right. Now I know you got some crazy dumbass of the week this week. What you got?
Man, listen.
If that can't be, look, I almost named you the dumbass of the week that story time with you earlier. Goodness gracious.
Man, I'm talking about I had the red milk mustache. Man, it was all bad, man. And then, you know, back then I didn't have no facial hair either, so it was like bad. It just was like all over the cheeks. It was nasty, man.
Stop it. Just stop.
It was nasty. It was nasty, man. And when I say it was nasty, it was nasty. So I'm not the dumbass of the week this week, but this dumbass is a fucking dummy, and he deserves every day in prison that he gets. He's gonna live the rest of his natural born life, probably in St. Quentin getting sodomized or something.
Oh no.
Man, listen, he deserves it. He deserves it. So my dumbass of the week, fuckers he talking about, is the NYC scooter shooter. 25-year-old Thomas Abreu. He is charged with the murder of an 86-year-old man and 4 counts of attempted murder.
Oh
right?
God.
And he has 6 counts of criminal discharge of a weapon. So he killed 1 person, wounded 4, and he shot at 6 others.
Oh my God.
And he didn't hit them, right? So in a 2-hour span, he drove through Brooklyn and finished in Queens, just riding the scooter, pulling up the people and shooting at them. Yep.
Oh,
He drove through 2 boroughs in New York City doing it. In all that traffic and stuff in New York City, you know how long it took him 2 hours to go from Brooklyn to Queens, right? Boom. And he was just riding by hitting people, bam, 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 riding off on a scooter. They could not find him. They couldn't find him because there's so many people riding around on scooters in New York City. So they couldn't find him. Everybody's just describing a light-skinned Hispanic or black dude on a scooter with a hammer. That can match any nigga in New York City in certain parts. You feel what I'm saying?
right.
So, yeah, man. He shot at more people. You know what I'm saying? Hit 5, he hit 4, killing 1, wounded 4. And there was no motive. He was just doing it because I guess because he thought the shit was cool. Or maybe I don't know what he had going on in his personal life, but he was just doing the shit. He was riding around. That's the fucking world we live in, where these dudes just riding around on scooters just busting people for no reason, man. So every single fucking day he get in jail, he deserve it. And just for him doing that dumb shit, he want to ride around on a scooter and do that, ride around and shoot. I was somebody to ride around up in his ass and shoot a nut. And for that, Thomas Abreu is my fucking dumb ass of the week. Take your ass to jail, you stupid bitch. Yeah. Stupid. This
Senseless.
fucking stupid.
Senseless.
Dumb. For no fucking reason. And he's my dumb ass of the week. Yes, indeed. That dumb is fucking stupid.
That's stupid.
It's stupid, man. What is the world coming to?
I can't say. I can't say.
Man.
Mental health is real. That's why if he was in Augusta, he should have came to the mental health event at the Augusta Public Library.
And he probably would shut that up too. Stupid ass. and try to get away on a dirt bike. Right.
Oh my God.
Or a 4-wheeler. You know what I'm saying? Stupid ass. That's my dumb ass of the week, man.
Well, let's get off that and get to some good stuff.
The good stuff.
I got some travel tips, okay?
Okay.
I got some travel tips. You know, I love to go on my Groupon now. Okay, they got a 4-night all exclusive. That's the only thing that I look for. You need to look for the all exclusive with air. Okay, and this is actually going to Cancun, Mexico, and it's starting off, like I said, it's 4 days, and it's starting off at $4.99, depending on where you're flying from. Okay, and it's flying from Fort Lauderdale, Houston, Orlando, Atlanta, DC, Chicago, Dallas, New York. Okay, all exclusive. Meals, snacks, unlimited beverages, daily activities, nightly entertainment, and all hotel taxes and gratuities are included. Going down to Cancun, Mexico, and get you some of that sun.
Man, I'm gonna go down to Cancun and leave some kids down there. What the hell you talking about?
Leave some kids down there.
Leave some kids down there. If it's gonna keep being cheap like this.
Yeah. Go and check it out. Of course, you have to book by a certain date. But let me tell you something. 4 days with air and all inclusive, night. I'm sorry, you can't beat that. Starting
Hell
off at
no, you can't beat
$4.99, and
Yeah,
$4.99 is leaving from Miami or Fort Lauderdale.
Damn, yeah, you can't beat that, man.
Yeah,
You
DC
definitely can't
is
beat
$5.79. You
that.
can't
You
beat
definitely
that.
can't beat that. You definitely can't beat that. Damn. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
you definitely, man. I'm telling you,
Mm-mm.
before this summer over, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on one of these things. Cause
You
like I
got
said,
to.
I got that
You got
Groupon
to.
credit. I got to use that Groupon credit.
You got to. You go ahead and use it. I got one more.
Okay.
So you know how we support our Black businesses.
Yep.
I found a Black-owned bed and breakfast, and it's actually called the Magnolia House Inn, and it's close by you. It's in Hampton, Virginia.
Really?
Yes.
The Magnolia House Inn. Write that
Yeah,
down.
Magnolia House Inn,
It's probably down by Buckrow Beach.
and it's located in the waterfront downtown area, and it's actually listed on the National Register of Historic Places and the Virginia Landmarks Register.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's over there by the little the military base area by Buckrow Beach.
Yeah.
Cause it sounds familiar. I'm
Yep.
gonna look into that.
Yep. Look into it. They got all kind of specials and packages. There's things to do, dining, beaches, water sport, entertainment. All this is located not too far from this bed and breakfast, and I picked it because, like I said, it's Black owned.
Okay, look at you. Look at you dropping gems. Because I didn't know nothing about it, but it sounds familiar. It really sounds familiar. I'm going to check it out.
It says approximately like 30 minutes west of Virginia Beach and 30 minutes east of the Colonial Williamsburg and Busch Gardens. So you can kind of get a area where it is.
I think it's in the Buckrow Beach area. And Buckrow Beach is nice, secluded. They have like a little party area over there where they have DJs and stuff. So yeah, okay. Yeah. Wow, okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Let me go down there. I'm going to have to try to stay there.
Yeah, go and stay there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look at that. What it did with it ain't. Ooh, that's what it did with it ain't. Okay. Shit. So anyway, all right. So we had a great show today. I'm thinking about this Magnolia House Inn. Man, that was a great show today. Man, I was phenomenal. I'm glad we had Kalecia on.
She was so vibrant and inspiring. Oh my gosh. It's like, Di, from episode 1 to episode 16, we just getting better and better. We still have some things that we can work on, things like that. We can always perfect our craft, but
that's right.
I'd like to say we kind of like doing some things out here in these streets a little bit.
We're doing a little something, and then we got some other guests coming on this.
Yeah, we got some gems. We got some gems
coming. Yeah.
So y'all stay tuned now. Stay tuned. Share our podcast.
That's right.
Come look for us. I got my Instagram up now.
Tell me what it is.
Abreu Golden Goddess Queenship.
Oh,
look me up. I'm there.
And y'all already know where to find me. Arthur Dias Shakur, the Arthur Dias Shakur, Arthur D. Shakur, etc., 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 etc. I'm gonna put it in the link when I post. Okay, so y'all know where to find us.
Look for us.
Look for us.
On all platforms.
On all platforms. Spotify, Apple, Anchor, YouTube. We everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
We everywhere.
Man, April, this was another great episode.
It was another good one.
Man, look at that. Look at us trying to be grown. We ran a little long today, but it was worth it though.
Oh yeah, it was definitely worth it.
It was definitely worth it. But I told you that was gonna happen.
Let's not say we went long. Let's say we put some season on this episode right here. We put some season.
What everybody eats.
That everybody eats.
Even me. Listen, but it was a great episode, man. With that being said, man, let's go get up out of here. Peace.